So after playing Wuthering Waves CBT2, I got a few opinions I would like to share. Now I know most people know Wuthering Waves as a Genshin copy, and after playing CBT2 for around 4 days, I'd say yeah, it's really similar to Genshin. Now, how similar is it to Genshin? I'd say it's around 80% of the content is quite literally the same, such as movements like running, swimming, and I do think that Wuthering does have an addition of being able to run up walls as a faster way to travel compared to Genshin's climbing. And also there is grappling, but Genshin does have grappling nowadays too, ever since they released their Sumeru update, I think. But yeah. Okay, now on to the next thing. Let's start off with the maps, the map design. Let me open that up. Now, as you can see, they definitely took an inspiration from Genshin's map. It's really similar. They also have like the border cut off where you can't walk through, and the shaded areas. You know, just like Genshin and Tower Fantasy. But you can see that it has really similar land formations and elevations shown on the map. As you can see here, it looks like it's higher in elevation, just like in Genshin, and there are like town, and then there's teleport points, and also the bigger teleport points that heal you, and boss icons. There's already a lot of them. There's like one for each element. But yeah, you can tell it's really close to like a homework copy of Genshin's map, especially shown over here to the right. Wait, where is it? Yeah, right here. Now, I'm pretty sure most of you guys know the spot on the map for Genshin. It is the Spiral Abyss, which is literally in the same spot as Genshin's. And if you click on it, it shows the clear progress and the time it resets, just like Genshin. So yeah, this is it's pretty obvious that they just took it over. Right. I think that's it for the map. Oh, I guess the energy system 240 max, same time, and it also shows you the abyss clear on the top too. Yeah, and the percentage that you explored. Sorry if my speaking is not clear because lately I've been really sick. Like I have trouble breathing, nasal problems. Right now for character design, because I know a lot of people like characters in gacha games. Since this is a gacha game, I would say when it comes to characters, there does seem to be more of an Asian beauty standard look to the characters. I don't really know a better way to say it, but you know how in animes, the Chinese animes usually stick out more with smaller and sharper facial features, and when it comes to body shape, it's more slender. I know in Genshin they're also like it's around the same, but you can definitely tell there's a difference in the characters, especially with taller male characters. Yeah, compared to Genshin's Zhongli styled. They're both tall, but in modern ways they have slimmer faces. And I do know that they're both Chinese games, but Wuthering Waves is more stuck towards the Steam, I feel like. Because at least in Genshin, I noticed that Zhongli and all the other guy characters have more of a classical animated typeface, while in Wuthering Waves, it's like you can tell it's like more of a Chinese themed. And I would say Genshin's characters definitely look better for me, at least because there's more of a. They seem more refined when it comes to their design, their character, their clothing design. if you look closely. Now for Jian, he actually is well designed, but for the other characters, it's really not too well designed. Like you even see on Jian that Wuthering Waves does look like more of a tattoo or a simple layer of clothing. If you look closely, it's just like one thin layer of tattoo. If you can see on every single character, like the clothes don't really stick out of the skin. It's really a one thin layer of tattoo. And I guess the ornaments do stick out though. While Genshin on the other hand is definitely more detailed. Like every single piece of clothing would be its own layer. But hopefully it'll change because it's still in beta. They'll probably do a few more editing. Alright, on to the next topic. The biggest thing, the combat that everyone knows Wuthering Wave for. People say that it came from Punishing Grey Raven's combat because it's from the same company. And after watching a few videos of Punishing Grey Raven, yeah, I do think so. Now, as you can see, let me go over every single button on the bottom right. As you can see, T is the grapple key, and it's used for gadgets basically, and you can swap gadgets anytime you want. It also stops time, so you don't have to worry about swapping. Oh, it doesn't exactly stop time, but it slows down time whenever you're swapping gadgets. So there's a gadget key, and then next to it is the skill key, the E. And it's literally just like Genshin, you use a skill with a cooldown. And then next to it is Echo Summon. Don't worry about the blinking sounds because for some reason, I guess maybe my drivers aren't really that well updated, the Windows drivers, so it does make the blinking sounds once in a while. But yeah, the Echo Summoning basically uses the summon. And then there is the ultimate key, which you have to charge up and also has a cooldown. Let me charge it up right now. Charge it up by attacking and using your skill. Once you charge... Oh wait, I haven't charged. It takes a while. But yeah. This character, I have it ready, I press it, and it's just like Genshin's ultimate. You get iframe. Well, it isn't really iframe, it just stops time. So it's not really an advantage whenever you use it. In the ultimate, it doesn't cancel a monster's moves. Instead, the monster just freezes and continues right after you finish the ulti. But yeah, and there's also a specialty ability after this. As you can see above the HP bar, this is the specialty. You also require charging, however there's no cooldown. And every character has its own specialty, such as Ling Yan using the Lion Dance. And yeah. Now, let me explain in detail what the specialty bar is for. It requires a charge up, but instead of being like an ultimate, it's more of a semi-passive ability, being different for every single character, such as Jianxin, which is this girl, putting up shield whenever you use it, and it also does AoE damage. And like Ling Yan, he uses the Lion Dance. Let me charge that up. Oh, I wish I didn't waste it. Alright. Charge it up, it doesn't take much time, you just spam the skill. Yeah, it takes a while, actually. But once you get it, it tells you what to press on the right side of the specialty. It says to hold left click, and then once you do, you transform. For Ling Yan at least. Because they all have different specialty bars. And then after you finish the bar, you get out of the transformation state, but only for Ling Yan. Jansen does the charge up that gives you a shield. Qi Yan gives you just more damage. So some might have better specialty abilities, and some have simpler ones. It is a really nice mechanic to have over Genshin, I'd say, because it gives them more of a personality, or you know, more variety. Yeah, something like that. Alright, now for the next thing, the Echo Summon. So let me explain what it is. Every time you kill a monster or a boss, you get a chance for it to drop its summon to use. They're called echoes, and echoes have an active skill, as you can see. Let me test it out. See, I called a monkey. It does a monkey slap. And for this one, it just slams. This one slams. Yep. So they all have like a different type of variation of skill. Basically summoning the monster that you caught. They could do special attacks, they could counter attack, and they could even transform you for a limited time. This basically allows you to put an ability of your choice on any single character, which allows you to have like really nice combinations of skills, such as having a counter attack whenever a character can't do that in the space kit. But yeah, really nice combinations. However, these things are not just summons, they're also the relics of Wuthering Waves. I think relics is the term in Genshin, or is it? I don't know, but in Star Rail it's the term for the pieces of artifacts. Yeah, oh, it's artifacts. Yeah, for Genshin it's artifacts. But yeah, over here it is the summons that you get the stats. Now, let me open up my character screen to show you the Echo page. And you get a total of 5 slots. One of them, the first one, is the one that's activatable. The rest of them are just stat relics or artifacts. All of them have a main stat. If you click on them, you can see this one has a main stat of crit damage. This one has a main stat of attack, main stat of elemental damage, and defense and HP, and also, a set bonus. Now, there are no substats in this game, which is a great relief because that means there's less farming and less RNG that you need to depend on to get your correct main stat. But not only that, but farming these don't actually require stamina, farming these echoes, or as you could say, Genshin resin, so you could farm all you want without worrying about anything other than your time being wasted. Because you could just kill these monsters and they have a chance to drop and just kill them again. Now, they have a pretty simple set effect, I'd say. They all have like a elemental set effect with some sort of attack, basic attack or heavy attack effect. And then there's like a healing set too and a tank set, which I don't think there are much characters that use that currently, at least. But yeah, there's a lot more to Echoes to explain, but I'll probably keep it for now. Like, is keep it at this for now, because there's it's literally relics from Genshin and Star Rail, and you get to summon. That's it. Yeah. Alright, next thing is the elemental system in the game, because every character does have an element, as you can see. As my GN is wind, my Lingyan is ice, and Jianxin is also wind. But yeah, so it doesn't have the exact. I mean, it doesn't even have the elemental combination system like Genshin does. And many people could argue that it's boring without it, but the reason is because it's more of an intense combat orientated route where you need to like weave in dodges and counterattacks very oftenly, so you don't have the time to combine elements like Genshin does. Like in Genshin, you get to spam your characters, put out skills, switch around, but not here because you actually need to, do your base combo kits to even charge up your specialty bar on the bottom. And that is why I don't think a combination system will work like that. At least the elemental combination system. Now it's called Wuthering Waves for a reason, because in combat there is a wave or a beat to follow. Whenever we hit enough times, let me demonstrate that. If there's a monster, hopefully I didn't kill all of them. A monster is right there, yeah. See, as you can see, the characters start glowing up, and then when they glow up, and you switch to them, they have a special attack. And yep, they're ready to swap in whenever they glow. So it gives you more of a pattern to follow, as you can see. And you do want to do it because it gives you bonus DPS whenever you do the swap and attack. I don't know how big of it is, but you know, it is there, so you probably should do it. TP back. Now next is the monsters. The monsters in this game, if I could pull up the data bank, because it does show the monsters, I remember. Yeah. So the monsters in this game seem to have more of a alien deformity type theme to it. Like the animals would have transformed parts. Weird looking fishes. I guess this one seems normal, but yeah, they look like they have rocks stuck on them. Like some sort of meteorite struck down, so they all transformed into monsters. Yeah. And there's also humanoid type shaped monsters like this one. There's a lot of those. Lots of the bosses are just these types of humanoid transformations like this. This is one of the bosses. And I think it's because of the fact that they made it all the bosses into humanoids. It's because they give you more of a chance to parry, because you know how they attack easier if they're in human shape. You know, they swing their weapons and stuff. And in this game, you definitely do need to learn how to counter and parry. It's probably one of the biggest themes in the combat is to counter attack. Yeah, and that is why they have humanoid shapes for the bosses. Alright, next. I think it's time to go over the gacha system now. Now, the gacha system, I'll just state the difference, and that is being the standard banners. The standard banners, there's a character banner and a standard weapon banner. So basically one-upping Genshin's standard RNG. There's also limited and limited weapon, but yeah, the difference is that there's a standard separation so that you could pick whether you want the standard characters or the standard weapons, which is a really nice one-up over Genshin's banners. Yeah. So the pities are at 80, it says. 80 is pity, which is 10 less than Genshin's. However, I don't really know the soft pity just yet because I haven't done too many rolls. I gotten 3 5 stars and all of them came before I even hit 50 pity for all of them. But maybe it's rigged because it is beta, so maybe they, put in the soft pity below 50 for people to test out the characters. Because I already got the this guy, and I've got this girl and this guy. I haven't gotten Encore yet, although I do want her. I think I've won over most of the things in Wuthering Waves already, and my throat does hurt like crazy since I am sick, and I'm not a good talker because I am a pretty shy person. But I guess I'll also give my thoughts to conclude the video. Now, I think I went over, yeah, close to everything. I think the game is definitely another Genshin game. It definitely is like, you would say a copy. If you expect it to be much more, or at least even like what you describe a new home for you to settle in, it won't fill your expectations. However, if you really did enjoy Genshin's contents, like if you loved Genshin for the gameplay and not really for the not for the I'd say the hype or the community of it. I think you would much likely enjoy Wuthering
有另一种方
Waves
式
if you
延续
truly
塔
love
林。
Genshin's gameplay. If you're someone with your bags, like you're ready, you pack your bags and you're ready to look for a nicer home, this is probably not that game or that nicer home that you were hoping for. Now, saying all this, I come from playing. My background is from playing Genshin as my first big gacha, and then I swapped over to Tower Fantasy when it came out. Well, I was still playing Genshin, and then I slowly quit Genshin, and then I also slowly
不
quit
破
Tower Fantasy
不还。
because they do have a problem with the channels. I'm someone that really likes seeing other players online, and having channels definitely turned me off. Yeah, and then after Tower Fantasy, I also played Star Rail, and then I kind of quit at every other gacha game for Star Rail. And I also did the beta for Wuthering Waves CBT1. So I have both CBT1 and CBT2 as experience, and then I've also played Zenless
不破
Zone's beta test
不
too.
还。
I would say Wuthering Waves is actually even more similar to Tower Fantasy than Genshin is. They have a similar art style, but it's definitely more refined than Tower Fantasy, as you can see. There's not as many bugs as Tower Fantasy, and it's way less of a cash grab than Tower Fantasy is. Now, Zenless Zone, on the other hand, also has the exact type of combat as Wuthering Waves. So if you're wondering if you want to play Zenless Zone, which is coming out pretty soon this year, if you don't like Wuthering, you probably won't like Zenless Zone because they have a really similar combat system. Unlike Genshin's, they don't have an elemental combination, they only have dodging, weaving attacks, which a lot of people have been looking for actually. But I know there are still a big group of people that just like the elemental combination. Now you probably still could play Zenless Zone if you're there just to collect characters because they do still have some really nice character designs. I still love, the really cute and hot engineer girl, and there are a bunch of furry characters, for the people that enjoyed that content. But for now, I'd actually say that Wuthering Waves is still below Genshin. However, it's above other games such as Tower Fantasy and Zenless Zone. There are more games like Project Mugen that are targeting the same audience, so you don't have to settle down just yet on playing either Genshin or Wuthering Waves. Project Mugen, it seems really promising. And also, I remember there was another one like Duet Night Abyss. That one, it's like also kind of like Project Mugen, but yeah, I probably have the most faith on Project Mugen. And I think that's it. I hope you're enlightened by my information on Wuthering Waves, and maybe if you want to, you can drop a like, sub, or comment on anything. But yeah, thanks for watching.